I'm Steve Walton. As Les says, I'm a safety rep. He also mentioned I've been working out in the North Sea for over 30 years now. I work for Wood Group PSN on the Shell SO Brent Charlie. Over 30 years. In the old days, when I started, our industry was likened very much to the space industry. Frontier of technology. In that 30 years, certainly the more recent years, my ability to hold a speech in my head has receded almost as rapidly as my hair. So if I have to refer to my notes, I do apologise in advance, but needs must. Before I go into the question I've posed there, an unrealised asset, I'll explain a little bit more about the background to SI 971. The 971 regulations, to give them their full title, the Offshore Installation Safety Representatives and Safety Committee regulations, were enacted 23 years ago in 1989. Unusually, for modern legislation in these goal-setting days, the 971 regs are relatively prescriptive. They give an absolute requirement for the setting up of a safety committee on every installation and a democratic election of safety representatives by the workforce. Up there's the prime aim, very commendable, to ensure that the whole workforce is formally involved in promoting health and safety through freely elected safety reps and a safety committee. I'll go into a little bit about 971. Publication L110, free on the HSE website. Publication L110 is the HSE's guidance document to the SI 971 regs. In it, the main regulatory provisions are fully explained, cover all of these different areas. It explains how the safety rep is elected by the workforce, how the election process is to be organised and carried out. The guidance talks about the functions of safety reps, the investigation of incidents and complaints, attendance of the safety committee, and involves consultation with platform management and indeed Steve Walker and his merry men at the HSE. The guidance covers the powers of safety reps, primarily carrying out inspections and investigations, be they on a regular basis or as a result, unfortunately, of an incident. Safety reps are entitled under the 971 regs to see documentation relating to health and safety on the rigs. That may include safety cases or their revisions, platform-specific standing instructions. One of Steve's points again this morning, operational risk assessments. Safety reps have the right to see that documentation. The guidance discusses the establishment, membership, the meetings and functions of a safety committee. Operators, owners and employers have a duty under the regulations. They have to facilitate the safety committees. There should be the consultation of safety reps, including safety case consultation, health and safety information, and indeed training. According to the regs, time should be made available for safety reps to perform their functions and for training, as well as payment for that time. In order to successfully contribute to all of the above, the regulations recognise that safety reps need suitable training and the payment of the associated travel and subsistent costs. So that's a little bit about the background of 971, what the regulations are. Do you, as industry leaders, see SI 971 as a challenge or as an opportunity? The vast majority of safety reps are highly motivated individuals who are intent on helping their colleagues remain healthy and safe. The very fact that they've been willing to stand for election and devote time and effort to learning what's needed to fulfil the role should show you what an asset safety reps can be. Yet many feel isolated, undertrained, unappreciated, and unwanted. Ask yourself, are we as a company, or indeed as an industry, are we truly making best use of this asset? I'll give you just a few small examples. At an installation level, on a few installations offshore, in fact more than a few, the safety committee actually only meet 3 monthly. Yes, this is in compliance with the SI 971 regulations. How involved do you think those safety reps feel when in actuality they're formally meeting with the OIM every 6 months? One crew have a platform safety committee meeting. 3 months later, their back-to-back crew have a safety committee meeting. 3 months later, 6 months after their initial meeting, the first team meet formally with the OIM. How involved do those reps feel? Some years ago, as a casual aside, I had the good fortune to visit the Norwegian sector, see how they operate safely, or their safety systems. And Hoved Venumbud, that's one of their senior safety reps, said to me, when it came to talking about meetings, he said, you know, we have lots of fjords in Norway, but we have no mountains. I looked a bit quizzically at him and he said, the reason we have no mountains is because we have lots of meetings. Because we have lots of meetings, our molehills don't become mountains. Back over in the UK sector, quite a few safety reps, and I do meet quite a few at step change events, tell me that their safety committee meetings are no more than a 10 or 20 minute diatribe by the OIM, a bit of a safety lecture, at which there's little or no two-way dialogue. At an industry level, Oil and Gas UK organised a conference in 2008 to discuss what was then the urgent issue of evacuation provisions on installations on the UK continental shelf. Not a single offshore safety rep was invited to that. The delegate rate was astronomical. If any of the reps, and there's a few of the safety reps here, had wanted to attend, I mean, it was prohibitively expensive. Again, how involved do you think we are, if that's the case? I'm going to leave those points up there for a few moments. The challenge for you as industry leaders is to ask whether your OIMs and line supervision are truly involving your safety reps and providing them with the training and the time to carry out their role. In your delegate packs, you will each have a copy of this. SI 971 safety reps, function guidance for supervision, the guidance for supervision. There are two sections I feel are particularly important, and I'd urge you to certainly have a look at them over the next hour or two if you get the opportunity. I want to focus on just a few points on pages 3 and 4. That section pertaining to team leaders, supervisors, tool pushers and drillers, what I would call frontline supervision. It says, as you are closest to the workforce, you need to work with the safety reps to maximise their effectiveness through, among other things, listening to reps' views, assisting in bringing answers to queries from their organisation, planning daily schedules with due regard for safety reps' activity time away from the worksite. Working with fellow supervisors in accommodating the safety rep's workload so that day-to-day operations do not lead to what it describes as regular crisis points. On page 4 of the document, it goes on to discuss the roles of OIMs and the company drilling reps, the senior managers on the installations. As the senior person on the site, you need to facilitate and encourage the activities of the safety reps through, among other things, having weekly or fortnightly formal platform safety committee meetings with all the safety reps on site as a group. Responding to issues raised, pursuing answers rigorously and giving clear feedback. Publishing via notice boards the organisation's response to workforce concerns. As OIMs and drilling company reps, you should be indicating that you value the role of the safety rep during business discussions with others and by briefing those supervisors and frontline supervisors who have safety reps in their teams. Are your offshore management doing what it says on pages 3 and 4? Are they? If they're not, then I'm afraid, gentlemen, or ladies and gentlemen, that we're really not doing what we're saying in red there. We've already discussed this morning. Ken had the slide up. If your line supervision, if your OIMs are not involving the safety reps in the ways that are described in that wee document, we're not fully engaging with the best chance you've got of engaging with the workforce. The safety reps are in a brilliant way to communicate with the offshore workforce. And as leaders, in all honesty, the section in blue, we're failing on that. If your line management, your OIMs, are not doing their bit, I'm afraid that you are not doing your bit. All credit to Martin and Ken, co-chairs of the SCLT, in inviting 12 of us, offshore safety reps, to take part in the Step Change Leadership Team meetings. They're certainly showing their leadership by being willing to fully engage with the workforce at the very highest level. All I'm simply asking today is that you ensure that your line management do so at their respective levels. Thank you.